Well, good afternoon and welcome to what, as I said, we hope will be the first of a series of concerts that we'll be doing here, possibly Sunday afternoons, possibly on a Friday or Saturday night. We're not sure yet, but we hope to do one in the winter and perhaps one in the late spring, early summer, and we'll see how they go from there. There are a number of great musicians in this city, in this area, some wonderfully talented people. And we think, and Reverend Laurie thinks too, that particularly that we should be affording these people an opportunity to bring their music to us here at Munity. And so we hope you're going to enjoy the concert today. We have some wonderful performers for you. Dan Rutledge is here. As I said before, one of the top guitar players around and a very nice man to boot. So if you want to boot him, go right ahead. And Kevin Dunkley will be here, a great trumpet player. You're going to really enjoy him. I'm sure you will. Les Holmes is here. The less said about Les, the better. And who am I leaving out? Oh, Carlin and I, we're going to do a little something too, yes. But to start things off today, some artists who were with us some weeks ago, and I think Carlin and I had more positive response, or as much positive response to them as anybody that we've invited to come and join us since we started here as your music team. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce my very dear friends, Jennifer White and Robert McMaster. Would you welcome them to Unity, please?
We're going to start out with one for the season. I consider this tune a gift from the Note-Stealing Fairies. Musicians are well acquainted with them. You might be better acquainted with their cousins, the pen-stealing fairies. You know, when you go to make a note and you can't find something to write it down. But then once you've figured out how to make the note, you go back and there's the pen again. So Note-Stealing Fairies work kind of on that principle. They will show up in a concert and steal a note here and there, and you probably wouldn't notice. I might. But one concert a few years back, they walked off with an entire tune, all in one go. I went to play it, and it wasn't there. And I thought, that's really rather unfair. So if they're going to take that many notes, they should cobble something up and bring it back for me to play. And this piece arrived one morning, all in one collection. So I had the difficulty then of figuring out what is this piece of music. So I sat and played it for a while, and I was transported to the winters of my childhood, and in particular the one sensation from the winters of my childhood, and that was the smell of woolen mittens thawing out on steam radiators in classrooms. No other winter sensation quite like that. So if you like, this is a great way to travel because you don't have to go out and get cold. You can put on a pair of imaginary ice skates and come with us for a skating party. My brothers and sisters and I would go down to the Otter Creek in cold winter months, and my sisters and I would skate up and down the riverbed. My brothers would clear a patch of ice with some kids from the neighborhood. They'd have an impromptu hockey tournament. You might hear the sticks hitting the ice in this. And this was usually Sunday afternoons, so we could often hear the church bells up over the ravine in the distance. Sound good out there? Okay. As I'm trying to find the graceful way to get a drink of water when I have a microphone right in front of my face. I haven't stumbled upon it yet, but Robert keeps threatening to set up one of those little beer hats for me. Well, this is a favorite old Christmas carol, and I think this might have been part of my introduction to the harp because it has that lovely ancient feel to it. It also has a bit of a lullaby feel to it, at least until you listen to the lyrics, and then you find out that it's about the slaughter of innocents. And but really, you know, if you know anything about Celtic songs and stories, that's pretty much in keeping with Celtic lullabies. There's always some terrible threat just outside the cottage door. And if you think about the lullabies you grew up with, like Rockabye Baby on the treetop, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock, you're lulled into that lovely sense of security. And it's not if, it's when the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And parents wonder why the children wake up from nightmares and we all grow up to be anxious adults. But here's Coventry. Sisters too, how may we do for to preserve this day, this poor youngling for whom we sing, bye bye lulay, put in pin my face down to the ground and trying to read what's next. I grew up surrounded by, let me see, Dixieland jazz music and down east fiddle music, and my brother, who also played with my dad in the jazz band, also had a country band. And so when I came home with one of these, a little one of these, tucked under my arm for the first time, I got some strange looks. What is she doing with that? I was the one who got into the long-haired classical music early on. But yeah, that stuff tends to seep through whatever I'm doing. So we'll see if you recognize this makes me feel all warm and cozy, and I usually end up this toward the end of my concerts. I won't do this in the middle of this set. So I like to bring people back home from their journey and set them down by the fireplace. And you get favorite libation. And there's a gentle snow falling outside the window, and you have nowhere to go, so you don't have to get out of the jungle. Just sit there and enjoy the quiet snowfall. This is in the big. So I brought along little Robert Frost today. Great name for a poet, for a wintry poem. You've probably all had to learn this in school. I know I had to. I didn't appreciate it at the time, but I've lived a bit more life since then, and I certainly appreciate it now. If you're stopping by this. What's this? I think I know his house is in a village home. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lane, the darkest evening of the year, he gives his honest face a shade to eyes that weary summer's day. The only other sounds the sweet of easing down Heath Way. The woods are dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. Miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Well, this is the last tune of our set, and if you're over on this side, you can probably see me doing something up at the top of the harp here. This is your harp lesson for the day. I'm engaging the sharping levers. This is a lever harp. Unlike the big pedal harps you have in the orchestra, they have pedals for changing keys. I have to do it a little more labor intensive. This is a bit like driving with the clutch instead of the automatic. And I was playing Christmas tunes in a rather low lighting party one year, and instead of engaging the F levers, I managed to engage the G levers. Happy things do come out of accidents, though. I started playing We Three Kings and decided that I kind of like the sound of that better. So I went home and started to work on a tune called The Journey of the Magi. I was going to talk to a tune about the journey of the wise men across the desert. And I'd already committed to it on a program that we were doing, and time was short, and it was coming up, and the tune was not coming together. Until I figured out that it was really all about the unsung heroes of the Christmas story. And those were the camels who got the wise men across the desert in time to get the warning to the whole family. And so the camels tell me the story would have ended very differently had it not been for them. So I wondered, because you don't hear very many songs and carols about the camels. And somebody who works with camels said, well, there's a reason for that. They're really very ornery creatures. And if they decide that they don't want to do what you want them to do, they will sit down and hiss at you and spit So we always worry a little bit about this one, if we're going to get through this, or if we're going to be stuck where we started, covered in camel's spit. So, but a friend of ours also went traveling and did some camelback riding while she was out there, and she heard this one and went, yes, yes. Being on the back of a camel feels just like that. It's a little lonely. So, here we go. This is our version between three kings, but it's really about the camel.
Jennifer White and Robert McMaster, and if you'd like some of their music on CD, do you have any with you today?
Yes.
They have CDs with them today, so make sure you talk to them. They have a number of beautiful harp and percussion CDs. Very talented people, and we thank them again for coming to join us today. Now I have to go out front and move a microphone here. And while our next act, oh, that's got a lot of echo. While our next act is getting ready to go, we're going to invite Dawn up because she's got something she wants to say. And those of you who know Dawn know there's no point in trying to stop her because she can't be stopped. Anyway, there you go, sweetheart. I'm going to take some echo off of that. Will you try that now?
Okay. No echo, right? Okay. I just wanted to tell you, give you a little update in regards to our event that we did with Art for Animals just the other week. And just to quickly thank those people who were involved. So stand up, please, as I say a number of things, and that when you're involved in it, then please stand so we can thank yous all together. Okay, so there were those people who were involved in the organization, please stand. Those people who were involved with the setup, those people who were involved with baking and donating things, those people who were involved in the advertising, inviting their friends, those people who donated things, those people who came in and did some shopping. Keep standing. Stand, please stand. Okay. Those people who manned the booth for our baking table, for those people who bought and ate our baking, for all those people who were involved in setup and cleanup, please stand. Those people who manned the booth, as I said, those people who were part of the cleanup, and all those people who are part of Unity, who Unity, of course, donated this building for the use of Art for Animals. So all those people that are part of Unity, please stand. Okay, now let's give a hand to all those people who are responsible for the success of that event. I want you to know that I'm not finished with all the calculations yet, but we contributed as a group, Unity of London, to Art for Animals over $1,300. So you are to be thanked for sure.
Okay, Don, get off the stage. You're not there, eh?
No, I'm not all there.
You're not there. This is Jennifer's note
Hello
stealers.
there.
There you go.
Hey, technology, don't you love it?
Yes.
Now I won't shut up. No.
Well, that was a pretty nice way to start the concert, eh? Yeah? And I would caution you, if you're thinking about sneaking out early, I really wouldn't do that because we've got something very special that if you miss, everybody's going to be talking about next week and you're going to go, darn, I should have stayed to see that. So that's coming up just near the end, and it's worth waiting for.
I'm sorry, Jimmy, but you have to keep your clothes on.
Well, yeah. You told me that, but our next guest is an old friend of mine. Kevin, when I had my radio show many years ago, Kevin used to phone and abuse me from time to time, and we got to know each other and discovered that even though we didn't always agree on everything, that we quite liked each other. So we've remained friends, and when the opportunity came up, Carla, that's you making that noise. When the opportunity came up to do this particular concert. Is that not you?
I don't think so.
Oh, I know. Yes.
There, now I can see Kevin.
There you go. We asked Kevin if he would be interested in coming to play, and he said, well, of course I would. And I have a friend, can I bring my friend Jim Polisak with me? And we said, absolutely you can. We're just glad to know that you've got a friend. So that was that worked out well. Yeah. And Kevin is going to do a number of tunes for you today. Carlin and I will skulk around in the background just trying to add a little musical color to it, but Kevin's the man up front. And
Gotta roll up my sleeves for this one.
yeah, nothing up my sleeve. You about ready, Kev?
Yep.
No, okay. Now, I don't know why that is ringing like that, and I don't like it.
Better put a ring on it.
Okay, that should do it. So, take it away, Kevin.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that introduction, Jim. I think that we remember from those radio days that I think the abuse was mutual. That's the way I remember it anyway. I don't know. I'm a little skewed in my own direction. Yeah, it is a pleasure to be here, and I'd like to thank Jim for inviting me here and all of you for being here. I've been on quite a journey. I've been playing trumpet since I was 7 years old, but for the last 5 years, school has taken over my life. I've gone back and sort of had an awakening of my own, and gone back to school and changed a lot of things about my life. So I don't really get out to play all that often. However, I come from a long line of church musicians. In my family, we went to the United Church, which is pretty much the least offensive Christian church you could pick, and the reason we went there was to sing the songs. Sit in the pews. Whatever anybody said, that was fine with us. We just like to sing. And some of these songs, you know, I've been in and out with my family over the course of the years. Some of these songs, sometimes around this year, I just put them on and just sit in a room by myself and cry. And then other times they've been the source of celebration, like for Jim. And I remember standing with my mother in the pew and looking at each other and singing and feeling that organ resonating through my whole body cavity, and how exciting and electric that Christmas could be. So I'm pleased to be here today. You know, I was told that I wasn't allowed to duplicate any songs, but not being much of a rule follower, I guess I'm doing it anyway. So if that offends anybody, you can just you can take off. But but this one, what I did with these songs when Jim asked me about this concert is I took out my Spotify and I searched the songs, and then I looked for all the versions that I liked that inspired me, and let them sort of mix in and stimulate my soul. But I would have to say the most inspiring I've heard lately is Robert and Jen, just now. That was wonderful. I was sitting there melting in my seat. I almost became a liquid. I'm almost not available now, but I'm going to try and amble my way through. Ready? you. Thank you. It's good to be out of the basement. I do most of my playing there, which is ironic. I live on the 11th floor, but I feel like it's the basement. I do a lot of my playing alone. I write a lot of music, and what I did is I took these tunes back to the piano, did my best to harmonize them, and then we got together and we got some different ideas about the harmony. But I would say, once again, you're going to hear some duplication here. I had no way of knowing this, but hopefully we've got a slightly different feel. This tune, for me, I would say the most inspiring version is the voice of my mother singing this tune in the pew on Christmas Eve or whatever, at the late night service that you push yourself to go to, right? So, yeah. Well, this one is, this is sympathy, yeah. Thank you. So, moving on, another one of these seasonal tunes that can basically do what I call cut you in half. I tried to think of it in the original version. I looked up the original lyrics, what I believe to be the original lyrics. It's hard to tell with some of these things, but I thought, oh, because I had always heard the part, you know, about it being a love and longing song written by a king. But it turned out to be really disappointing, because my interpretation is that he like just met this woman he liked and then started throwing money at her and was all discouraged when she didn't want him. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. So I found that a little pathetic. So I don't blame the people that renamed it What Child Is This and tried to give it a little more of a positive spin. That was horrible. Check it out. And Jim has a beautiful introduction to this one.
Well, that remains to be seen. But
funny. Okay, what do we have next? Okay. Well, once again, I mean, I don't know, I've had an up and down relationship with the mythology around Christmas. I just tend to think of it as a nice celebration of the rebirth of the light in the spirit. Good enough for me.
You're in the right.
However, there's a lot of mythology around it, and, well, we learned this growing up in school, at a time when I didn't know the history of the settlement of this part of the world, but in any case, I looked around for a copy of this one. This is we call it the Huron Carol, and I looked around for a version of this in the original language. Apparently it was written in the, whatever, Huron language about 150 years before it was brought into the English language, right? And the only recording I could find was Bruce Coburn doing it, and he had this just really beautiful feel, and he did it in the original language. Apparently, I don't know, what, an indoctrination tool. But anyhow, I love the direction at the top of this chart. I looked up a chart for it, and it says at the beginning, with utter simplicity. So we're going to try to give it to you with utter simplicity. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Well, I'm just going to say thank you again. This is the last song I have in my offering for you today. Jim said when you plan your set, make sure you have a tear-jerking showstopper. Is that true?
Yeah, that was the phrase. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and I think this might be it. This is a nice one. I really don't even know what it's about. That's the advantage of playing the trumpet. I don't have to care what they're actually singing about. I can just play the melody, and I love good melodies. I really, really love strong melodies, and this has one. And I think it's a participation song. Like anyone can go blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really matter what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a good one, like for celebrating Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone, and thank you for having us here.
Mr. Kevin Dunkley and Jim Polisak on the rhythm. Thank you very, very much, gentlemen. Wonderfully done. Well, now from the sublime to the ridiculous, here's my pal Les. Now, Les Holmes is a very, very well-known songwriter. Les's songs are literally heard around the world. What's the latest chart topper? Where are we today? Well, yeah, he's got songs in the charts in Denmark and in South America and the United States and Canada and all sorts of stuff. Yes?
Antarctica.
Antarctica and Japan as well. Les is a wonderful singer and a genuinely talented songwriter, as you're going to see here. We're going to try not to get in his way too much with a couple of tunes here.
We also should let you know that he is Larry's cousin.
Oh, he is too,
Don't
yes.
hold that against him, okay?
Yeah. That's not why he's here, folks, but he is in fact Larry's cousin.
Nepotism rules.
Whatever you need to get.
And Les and I actually play in a band called the Les Holmes Trio, which is a little confusing because there's four of us. But he says, no, it's the Les Holmes Trio. So
There's only two of us here today.
yeah, there's only two of us here today. So.
Hey, what am I, chopped liver?
Yeah.
Well, of the trio.
Yeah. So Les, I believe I'm going to let you tell him what you're going to start with. That would be your plug there, and just pop that rascal in, and we'll make sure that you're okay.
Okay.
You're in there now?
No,
No. Okay.
this one's got the hole in the bottom, the other one's at the top. I'm in now.
Okay. Now see if you got an adequate amount of volume there.
I'm gonna put it about halfway in now. Go from there.
Oh, I don't like that. Sorry, folks.
I didn't do that.
He didn't. That was me.
Yeah, sure, Les. Sure you did.
As you can maybe tell, Les and I have a lot of fun together when we're playing.
And this is professional showbiz, by the way. You know that.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Yes,
If we don't have
semi-professional.
fun, we don't play.
We can be seen quite often at the Army-Navy Club on Adelaide Street, just north of the river there. In fact, we'll be there on the
28?
28th. of
And
this
they're not
month.
under the tables. They're,
Well,
actually.
we're actually there. We actually play and everything. Now, that is not the band that many of you saw at the fundraiser, but it's a different entity, but we have a lot of fun with it, too. Do you have any idea what you're doing there?
Yeah. No, it just keeps dropping on me, so we'll go with it.
Oh,
Anyway, we worked on a sound check last night, and I stood up. But then I went to my cousin's place last night, had wine, so today I'm sitting down.
Can no longer stand up. Is that boom is slipping, is it?
Yeah, the boom's slipping
Do you
in,
want
and
another
this
one?
won't come up.
Well, let me get you another one, because you can't sing with that.
There you go. It's kind of hard if you're doing a limbo while you're trying to sing. It's.
You know, folks, I can't take them anywhere.
Yeah, so I went over to my cousin's place yesterday, and we had some wine. So I'm sitting down for this performance. I hope you don't mind.
No, which cousin was that, Les?
It wasn't Larry.
It wasn't Larry.
And boy, it's great to see. I didn't realize how many people were here. I've been sitting down there facing forward the whole time. Thank you very much. That's wonderful.
There you can.
Didn't you love everybody ahead of me?
Yay!
Is that going to work there?
Sure.
We're going to love you too, Les.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you put that wherever you want.
I hate when he says that. Put that wherever you want. All right, I'm back. So Christmas is here again, as is the case every year. Are we doing Jingle Bells to start this one? So this is a song I wrote, and it's just the idea of getting the season started. You ready?
Well, why not?
Christmas. Jingle, ooh, how do you like that? Christmas time is here again. Another year come to an end. Sharing a good time with friends. It's Christmas time again. Decorate the tree today. On the top the angels lay. Pack your worries on the way. It's Christmas time again. Well, jingle bells and the chimes ring. Santa Claus, the kids all sing. Fireplace in the glass of wine. Peace, it's Christmas time. Sailing all our spirits lay. Thank the Lord for His great gift. Peace of Christ for everyone. It's Christmas time again. Come on. Well, season's greetings all around. Soft white snow on the ground. Remember those hard weathers now. Pray for peace out loud. Put your faith in Jesus' hands. Let this one day bring us near. Put your faith in Jesus' hands. Christmas time again. Oh, jingle bells and chime. Santa Claus, the kids all sing. Fireplace, a glass of wine. Love and peace, it's Christmas time. Smiling all our spirits lift. Thank the Lord for His great gift. Peace and Christ for everyone. Christmas comes around and I forget. It's my age. So, a standard that nobody played yet, for me anyway, because it's not quite carol music, is it?
No. But it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's a song called White Christmas. And I listen to it every year. It seems to run a little flat for me, like there should be another verse. It goes to one verse and that's it. So fix that. Ooh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Come on, that's y'all. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I find. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Let's hear something.
La 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 la. Am I doing a solo here? La 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 la
He
la.
doesn't have to sing it, but likes to.
Hello, hello.
So I put another verse to this. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, and every dream makes memories. So when days become brighter and hearts become lighter, with every passing year we see. Now I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. My dreams will fill the cards I write, and all our friends and loved ones tonight will share another Christmas alone. Oh, thank you. Kevin was right, you know, it's kind of neat to see all you people sitting here still.
What do you mean by that, Les?
In my case, it would have been still sitting, you know, I would have kept over by now.
As
but
opposed to
it's-
sitting still.
It's really nice, thank you. And my aunt's still here.
Yay!
Well, she had to stay, so she didn't have a choice.
I wasn't going to say that. That's just an interesting little story, too. I was born on my aunt's 16th birthday. And Mom and Dad lived on Nelson Street, just down Nelson. We're on Nelson Street.
Yes, we are.
And a couple of blocks away, and Mom decided it was time, and Emily ran over to the hospital. Did you have pajamas on? That's another story. Not too sure about
That's not the story I heard. That's not the.
Well, I like the part where she said, "He's coming, he's coming, he's coming." Never mind. Is there any guitar there for me? I'm not full.
Oh, you need more level? It's funny, it was loud when you bought it.
It was in tune
Okay.
when he bought it too, but
Pretty paper, pretty ribbons, after Christmas to your darling. Pretty ribbons to wear
ribbons of blue. Wrap your presents to your darling from you. Pretty pencils to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue.
Chorus again, come on.
Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Wrap your presents to your darling from you. Pretty pencils to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue.
See, I like some of this traditional stuff. Maybe it's not traditional. Does that mean again? I'm a sound problem.
Yeah,
So-
you're a problem.
So, first of all, I wanted to say congratulations to you guys for having Jim as your music director and Carlin right alongside him. That's lucky for you.
Well, thank you, Les, and thank you very much.
I said lucky for them. And I appreciate that. So, you probably noticed, you think I'm probably a country music singer.
No.
Well, you know, I got the rolled up cuffs on my jeans and the shirt. The shirt.
The shirt
And you can
gave
tell
away.
it's Christmas because red and white and even the red guitar strap. So anyway, I was looking for some songs to do today, and I found one that was a country music song, of course. George Strait. Anybody know the name George Strait? Sure. Okay, and I listened to it and I thought, well, you know, it's a real country song. I mean, it's Christmas time. She leaves him. His heart's broken. He struggles through the year. Next year's waiting for Christmas to come back. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, like a real country song, you know. I just changed it a little bit to kind of uplift it something. So wait. When
There's
you
more.
came in, you may have found little slips of paper either in the rack in front of you or on your seat. Oh, look at that. So, what I like about Christmas is sharing. That's the chorus. So what I want you to do is use that chorus and sing with me when we do the chorus. Is that fair? And if you've got one, great. If you don't have one, share with the guy next to you, girl, next person next to you. See, you almost got that,
Yeah.
baby, it's cold outside trouble. All right, there. Thank you, Dan. And I'm going to go through it by myself. Well, with Jim Cutler. And so you can hear what it sounds like. And then we'll go through it together. Is that fair? And then we'll go sing the song. Forget about the guy, the part where she left him and he's coming back. This is different. Oh, what a Merry Christmas this will be, with Jesus' love and unity, hands together all around the tree. Oh, what a Merry Christmas this will be. Got it? Come on, here we go.
What a Merry Christmas this will be, with Jesus' love and unity, hands together all around the tree. Oh, what a Merry Christmas this will be.
Well, it was just last Christmas we gathered all the year. The angel on the treetop mistletoe couple cheer. Now a year's rolled around, it's Christmas time again. What a joy and a
Les, now?
Yeah, yeah.
Now?
It's like the chipmunks, you know?
What a Merry Christmas this will be.
Okay, everybody wants you. Oh, what a
Merry Christmas this will be. With Jesus' love and unity. Heads together all around the tree. Oh, what a Merry Christmas this will be.
One more time and you can hold it.
What a Merry Christmas this will be. Oh, with Jesus' love and unity. Hands together all around the tree. Oh, what a Merry Christmas this will be.
Thank you. That was terrific. Thank you, thank you. You know, we do a lot of stuff sometimes, and I ask the audience to get involved, and I can see the lips moving and nothing coming up here. Yeah? We do. I also belong to a group called Dixie Five and Friends. We do Dixieland music.
How many are in that group?
Kathy, that's Kathy, right? I saw you coming. Actually, there's usually 7. So that's where the Dixie Five and Friends, you know? It was Dixie Five and Friend, but we changed it. It's Dixie Five and Friends. Did you bring her, Larry? Okay, this is mine. If I can get some guitar.
Yes, I can give you as much as you want, I think. Whoa, maybe I can't.
Can you hear the guitar out there at all?
Can you get any more there, Les?
Hey? That's what I'm asking, yeah. It's not? I'm up with 3/4. I'm full tilt there now. I don't hear anything on the monitor either.
Try it again. Oh, there you are.
No, I'll turn it down a bit.
It's just a question of how far I turn the little adjuster there.
You gotta turn the knob there.
Thank you.
Sorry, Les.
So this one I'll do by myself. It's it was a song I heard by a young Spanish girl a few years ago, and just tore me up. I'm a wuss, and but it was beautiful. And then I thought, well, I'd like to do that song, but it's just, you know, a little Spanish girl, it just doesn't fit. Then I heard a version by Garth Brooks, and I figured, yeah, if he can do it, I can do it. So that's where we are. Poor orphan girl named Maria was walking to market one day. She stopped for a rest by the roadside, where a bird with a broken wing lay. For a few minutes passed till she saw it, for its feathers were covered with sand. But soon clean and wrapped he was riding in the warmth of Maria's small hand. Well, she happily gave her last peso on a cage made of rushes and twine. She fed it loose corn from the market and watched it grow stronger with time. Now the Christmas Eve service was coming, and the church shone with tinsel and light. All of the town folk brought presents to lay by the manger that night. They were packages of diamonds and perfumes in packages fit for a king.
for one ragged bird in a small cage. Maria had nothing to bring. She waited till just before midnight, so no one would see her go in. Crying, she knelt by the manger, for her gift was unworthy of him. Then a voice spoke to her through the darkness, Maria, what brings you to me? If the bird in the cage is your offering, open the door, let me see. Oh, she trembled, she did as he asked her, and out of the cage that bird flew, soaring on into the rafters, on a wing that had healed good as new. Well, just then the midnight bells sang out, and the little bird started to sing a song that no words could recapture, whose beauty was fit for a king. Now Maria felt blessed just to listen to that cascade of notes sweet and long, as her offering was lifted to heaven by the very first nightingale song. Thank you. Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Les Holmes, James Gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Dean. Thank you. And Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Les. And as mentioned, Les will be appearing on the 28th at the Army Navy Club on the. Well, we will, yes, but it's the Les Holmes trio plus whoever shows up. So, and one of the guys who shows up very occasionally.
I'm going to decap here.
Yes, that's good. That's okay. Yep, go for it. One of the guys who shows up occasionally is our next guest today. Another fellow that I'm very lucky to perform in a band with. He had another band. I can't.
I never see him.
We can't get enough work with only one band, so if you want to stay working, you've got to be in more than one. But I'm lucky to be in Les's band, and I'm lucky to be in Dan's band as well, a group called Frankly Scarlet.
We're all lucky to have you.
Well, we're just all lucky to be playing at our ages, is the real thing. Dan is a multi-instrumentalist in Frankly Scarlet. He plays the mandolin, he plays the banjo, he plays the guitar, he plays... What was that other thing you had that I really liked that you sold? What was that?
Oh, it was
It had a strange name to it, a Leo, a lion, something like that.
oh no, is that,
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but anyway, Dan is a genuine, certified multi-instrumentalist. Can't even say it. Multi-instrumentalist.
certified, but let's not go
Yeah,
there.
yeah, certifiable. Anyway, and but I asked Dan if he would. Well, actually, I didn't ask him to bring his guitar. I said bring it wherever you want, but apparently he's brought his guitar today, so he's going to and his chair too. You got a stool? Good. You got a stool too.
I do.
You see, when you're younger in the biz, in the rock and roll biz or the country biz, everybody stands up, right? And then you reach a certain age where you can't stand up for a whole night holding the guitar anymore. So we all go out and buy stools and lighter guitars. That's very true. And so there we are. So Dan has both a stool and a light guitar. But we'll turn things over to him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dan Rutledge.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Can I plug in? Yep. Just give me a level on that mic, Dan,
Sorry.
as soon as you're set up there.
1, 2. I'm stepping on my own cord here. Story of my life.
Doodly-doo-doo-doo.
Well, how's everyone today? My goodness, you people have been hanging in here.
Are you okay?
A little more guitar.
Tell me when I can go, because I have to get out of here. Can I go now?
Pardon?
Can I go now?
A little more voice, please. 1, 2, 1, 2.
There you go.
I don't like to work too hard. 1, 2.
You'll get there.
A little more voice?
Little more voice?
Yeah, please. 1, 2. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
So this morning at 10:30, I got the December 3rd note saying, don't duplicate any songs. Rushed to the set list. This one is by a group called Mannheim Steamroller, and I decided to try and put it into a little medley. Medley means muddle in the middle, right? All right. Okay, we are hooked up. So I'm going to play a few instrumentals, then I'm going to sing a song, and we'll just see what happens. Music fairies that Jennifer was talking about have stolen this melody. You just have to mention the word. Well, we all grew up liking that little dog named Snoopy, right? And one of the movies, or one of the songs in the Christmas movie with Charlie Brown is, I believe it's called Charlie Brown's Christmas. It's called Christmas Time Is Here. Christmas time is here. Happiness and cheer. Fun for all. Children call. Favorite time of year. Snowflakes in the air. Carols everywhere. Olden times, ancient rhymes, golden dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere. Yuletide by fireside, joyful memories there. Christmas time is here. We'll be drawing near. Oh, that we can always see such spirit through the year. Oh, that we can always see such spirit. Oh my goodness, through the year. Aha! Could have used an extra left hand on that last chord there. Okay, so my grandfather was in the RCRs, Wolseley Barracks just over here. And he was in the First World War, and he fought for the freedom for us to be able to do things like this. And I don't think we should ever forget that. And so I was thinking about it, and I thought I should try and write a song about, you know, the kind of Christmas that we should all have. And then I realized, well, we should all have the kind of Christmas that we want. Well, he was a soldier, and I thought maybe we should all be soldiers of Christmas, protecting the rights to be able to have the kind of celebrations that we need to have to fix and to hope and to love. In a world obsessed with fascination, problems are most imagination. Leave your troubles and your blues at the door beside your shoes, and have a fine old-fashioned Christmas this year. I'll be there a day ahead of Christmas. Deck the halls with holly and a tree, a horse and buggy ride, sung by fireside, an old-fashioned Christmas, pure and simplified. Pass the star to the smallest child, lift them so they place it up on top easily. Then sing old Christmas tree with a child upon your knee. a fine old-fashioned traditions that string a set of lights for all to see. We'll visit all the shops, buy winter woolly socks, stand beside the tree while children climb on Santa's knee. Cinnamon and spice, eggnog, apple cider, caroling around the Christmas tree. A candle in the window, you'll log in Christmas dove. A fine old-fashioned Christmas to love. Christmas is nativity, Christmas kids on Santa's knee. Snowy magic Christmas Eve makes it easy to believe. Little boys and misses, with your list of Christmas wishes, have a fine old-fashioned Christmas this year. I'll be there to hear the Christmas story, friends and family sharing special times. We'll say the Christmas prayer for soldiers everywhere, and talk of reindeer flying in the air. Stockings hung in the old tradition, a cookie and a carrot left for Santa and Rudolph. Presents wrapped in shortbread baking, glorious anticipating a fine old-fashioned Christmas this year. Christmas is nativity, Christmas kids on Santa's knee. Snowy magic Christmas Eve makes it easy to believe. Little boys and misses, with your list of Christmas wishes, have a fine old-fashioned Christmas this year. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, after singing that song at home and saying to my wife, well, what do you think, dear? She says, what about one for me? And I said, oh yeah, I was just going to do that. So this song was written for my wife, but it's written for everybody's spouse, everybody's friend, everybody's lover, and everybody's God. Christmas time, spruce and pine, favorite time a year for cheer, tree of light, perfect night. Christmas time is here. Watchful eye on the sky, reindeer that fly by and by. Oh, mistletoe, Santa's magic show. Melodies, fantasies, people share, show they care. Gifts for you, something new, Santa's sleigh lights the way as we share our Christmas day. Melodies, fantasies, people share, show their care, gifts for you, something new, signed with love to you. Christmas time, spruce and pine, favorite time of year for cheer, tree of light, perfect night, my Christmas wish comes true. My Christmas wish is you. Thank you. Well, I'm going to do one more, and just a little instrumental here, and it's short, because I think we're running on time. It's called the Christmas Waltz. Merry Christmas.
Mr. Dan Ratledge, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to all the fine people here who put this on.
Okay, well, we're just about done for those of you who have been wondering how long this is going to drag on.
Can I-
Yes, you can. Yes. Our guests today, all of our guests really, are also songwriters. Some more than others, but Dan, as you've seen, is a very gifted songwriter. So is Les. So is Jennifer. And I managed to scrape one up once in a while. And they would tell you, any of these folks would tell you that there's basically two ways that you write a song. One is that you approach it like a piece of work. I'm going to write a song about thus and such, and I want to do that, and you might have a little snippet of an idea or something. You never know for sure. And it can take a long time to write a song like that, and it doesn't necessarily affect the outcome. It's just one approach. The other kind is the one that just kind of falls from the sky in through your right ear, usually. Sometimes your left ear, but usually your right ear. Just falls from the sky, and there's the song. And I had that experience last night. Carlin and I were running over some of the tunes for today, just making sure that we knew what mistakes we were going to make, and so we could make them carefully. And she went back in the house from our music room and to do some other things, some lyrics and things, and I was just sitting there, and this song fell from the ceiling into my head. So this really is the first time anyone has heard it except for me. Carlin didn't even hear it, really.
Surprise me.
Yeah. And it really needs a mandolin, but I don't own one and I can't play one. So that was a bit of a problem. So I do have this trick guitar that does sort of an approximation of a mandolin. And I'm going to do it now. And if I get through it, I'd appreciate your support. And if I don't, please don't hold it against me, because this is only the 4th or 5th time I've actually done it, and the first time that anybody's heard it. So I hope you'll enjoy this. It's a tune called "If We Have Faith at Christmas." Light the lights at Christmas, in faith that they will shine. We sing the ancient carols, in faith they will remind us of all the many blessings that Christmas can provide. Some people say that Christmas is the saddest time of year for those who live a loveless life and those who live in fear. But in faith we find protection, and in love we find the way. If we have faith in spirit and faith in what will be, we'll see its awesome power in blessing you and me. If we have faith in Christmas and the message that it brings, our faith will be rewarded with every bell that rings. Faith is like a silent friend, always by our side, bringing grace and bringing love wherever we may abide, and wrapping us in holy grace to last throughout the year. If we have faith in spirit and faith in what will be, we'll feel its awesome power in blessing you and me. If we have faith in Christmas and the message that it brings, our faith will be rewarded with every bell that rings. It's faith that leads us home again when we have gone astray, and faith and hope and charity that light up Christmas Day. We light the lights at Christmas in faith that they will shine. We sing the ancient carols in faith they will remind us of all the many blessings Christmas spirit can provide. If we have faith in spirit and faith in what will be, we'll feel its awesome power in blessing you and me. If we have faith in Christmas and the message that it brings, our faith will be rewarded with every bell that rings. Thank you very much. That actually kind of worked. Yeah, thank you very much. What are you doing there?
I'm going to use dance mic.
Oh, I thought you knew all the words.
I don't know all the words.
You
I'm
don't?
Sorry, I don't know all the words.
I thought you knew all the words.
I don't remember my own name.
All right. Well, there's a mic. There's a stand right there. Yeah. Okay. So, Carlin, I prevailed upon Carlin to do this tune. Just check that mic because I want to.
Test that mic. Okay.
Are you okay? Can you hear
Here's the
okay?
deal.
Yeah.
This is a song I first heard on, I think it was a Telesat a number of years ago for Christmas time. Originally done by a 10-year-old girl named Gayla Peavy.
Gayla Peavy, yes?
Yes.
Remember her
and
well.
So I'm 10, okay? I'm 10. You gotta envision me as a 10-year-old.
Size 10? You're size 10? You're not size 10.
10.
Oh, 10 years old. Oh, okay.
Yeah, or maybe that's my IQ, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'm a 10-year-old girl, and I'm going to sing this song. So we've gone from sublime to ridiculous, right? I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Oh, hippopotamus blue. No doll, no dainty tick toys. I want a hippopotamus to play with and enjoy. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. I don't think Santa Claus will come to you. He won't have to use a dirty chimney flue. Just bring her through the front door, that's the easiest thing to do. I can see me now on Christmas morning, creeping down the stairs. Oh, what joy, what surprise, when I open up my eyes and see a hippo hero standing there. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only hippopotamus will do. No crocodile, no rhinoceroses. I only like hippopotamuses, and hippopotamuses like me too.
Thank you so very much. That was Carlin. And we have time now to do one more very quick tune. I'd like to invite all our guest performers back to the stage, if you would come up. Please, and tanks. I just have to find the darn thing now. That's the one. You did, and I have it right here. So you all know this tune. Everybody on stage knows the tune, but I just thought it would be fun for us all to get up together. And we're going to send this special Christmas wish out to each and every one of you. Thank you for staying around. Thank you for coming to the concert. I know it went a little longer than we thought, but I hope you didn't mind that. And in the future, we do hope to present more concerts from very talented local people, and we hope you'll be around to help support them. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everybody. And thank you again to Reverend Laurie.